Hey everyone, Twinsanity here, and today we are on a new Crash Bandicoot playthrough called Crash Twinsanity for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Now, we're gonna get started. But real quick, there's a little trailer that plays at the end of this, and I kinda wanna let it play, so just give it a few moments and it'll start playing in a bit. But, God, I am just ready to play this game. You have no idea. Three years ago. I wish it was 3 years ago since I played Wrath of Cortex. It's been way longer than that. But as you could probably tell, the game is based off of, not based, it's just like right after the happenings of the 106% of Wrath of Cortex.
I'm gonna get ya! Come here.
Sleep, my insipid angel.
Crash! Crash! Where are you, big brother? There's something weird going on in the bay! Come see! What have I got?
Ah, yes, here we go. Back into some more Crash action, but this time through open world sequences rather than linear 2D and 3D action. Which, obviously, those are still fine, considering Crash 4 still follows the formula of Crash Bandicoot Warps to most extenses. With Twinsanity, it plays a more unique role in being more open with which area you can take care of. Considering this is 106%, you'll see more of how the open world just kind of blends all together. Organically, inorganically, and so on. For example, this has absolutely no contributions to completing this game whatsoever, but doing that's just so nice for the environment, you know? Alright. So, as you probably could tell by the controls, the game is mostly the same as how you would play, like, say, Wrath of Cortex, for example. I'm pretty much just going to use that for an example, since this is a sequel to that game. You now have a double jump right out the gate, the iconic spin, of course. You can actually jump. I mean, you can double jump and still do the slam. Your slide jump is kind of dedicated for more distances rather than like being able to use for extra height in your jumps. You can of course crawl. There's no tiptoeing, sadly. They took that out for whatever reason. It was such a cool move too. I don't know why they decided to take that out, but screw it. They just said no, we're not having that again. But as pretty much any great game, in fact, most people say that this would be like their top 5 or at least top 10 Crash games in the series. That's pretty high up there, even if there isn't like, I wouldn't say there's like crazy amounts of games for Crash out there. Like there's a lot, don't get the wrong idea, it's just like, not a crazy amount I would like to say. But real quick though, hold on.
It is I, Aku Aku. My duty is to protect you. You may summon me by breaking open these crates. Call me thrice, and I shall grant you special powers.
Just like with any amazing game, even near perfect ones, like CTR Nacho, for example, there are some unfortunate like downs on top of the many ups this game has to offer. Like for instance, this game, despite the fact that there's a lot of quality into it, is painfully short. And the reason for that is probably one of the biggest downs in the entire game. The biggest down, rather. This game's not finished. Like, this game is also unpolished. So there will be some bugs, glitches, and what have yous in here. But the fact that this game, the amount of content in the game that you don't see is extremely large. In fact, it makes up more than half of the game. This is just less than half of that. Believe it or not, that just means that this game had so much to offer. And it still does. I just wish that most formula kind of got explored a bit more before they just said, screw it. Let's just stick back to the formula that worked with the linear. No! Oh. So basically what happened here is that you're supposed to use the bomb to blow up the tiki, just like over here. And it actually makes this little like tongue sticking out animation instead, which is nice. But I screwed up with the bomb, so the only way to get that respawning is dying. So another down.
It is I, Aku Aku. My duty.
You can't skip these. What's weird is that you can skip in-game cutscenes no problem. I mean, you don't have to collect the gem again, thankfully, but what's weird is that in-game cutscenes, you can skip those, but, I mean, no, CG cutscenes you can skip, but in-game cutscenes you can't. And there's a lot of in-game cutscenes, so get used to having to be ready to change those off. There we go. Now, what you're supposed to do is just use this, put it on the tongue, then double jump up there, and then get it. But we're gonna do it the cool way. The game just kind of forces you up there, which is kind of nice. If you hold forward the whole time as you're doing it, the game will force you just up on that platform. You have to move yourself up a little bit, hold forward the entire time, while double jumping, and then do the slam at the exact highest point, and then you got it. Yeah, and I'm also playing this on emulator.
Come on, follow me, Crash. Stay close and do what I do.
It does kind of suck though, like the fact that you can't skip these. And this is a tutorial section, so I know a lot of people want to skip these. Thankfully though, they are pretty quick, so they won't get too much time wasted if you die around here. It's just, you would prefer not to die simply because you have to sit through the cutscenes again. There's one level I could think of in particular where if you lose at any point of that, you're sitting through the whole cutscene all over again. Look at this. I'm invincible, but I can't break the crate. I couldn't even break the enemies with this invincibility. If I'm good enough, I'll probably show you what I mean.
It's easy.
All too easy.
Alright, so let me show you what I mean real quick. Like, there's a puzzle here we're supposed to take care of for one gem, and then there's another gem hidden right by here, so... frick. Okay, this is gonna be a little hard to make. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Because invincibility is also really short. Look at that. Bro, I was sliding. Alright, anyway. I will say it's kind of nice that you start off Aku Aku right out the gate. As opposed to just having to start with nothing, then you die a couple times, then you get Aku Aku. Very nice change, I'd say. Now what you're supposed to do here is that you're supposed to break all these tikis and form a path that will get you to the gem up here. But if you use that technique I showed you just earlier, you can just skip all that. Ain't that nice? Now, as for video length, this game is going to be a little bit longer than what you may be accustomed to with the other videos, where I've only played like a couple of minutes of it. Sometimes not even 10 minutes, sometimes not even 15. Like, I do try to keep it short, but this game, like, there's a lot to uncover with this game as it is. So, yeah, be ready for the long ride, pretty much. Ah! Okay. Oh, you want to see something cool? Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I love that every freaking time. Just like runs right into the natural without even knowing it.
It's true. Blondes do have more fun.
I don't know where that comes from, but hey. Oh yeah, something else. If you jump from a certain height, like, it doesn't even have to be really high, but like if you jump at any point at a height, you get put in this animation and you're just kind of stuck there. If you do it near a worm and you don't land appropriately, you could die, because like that's a free hit the worm can get on you. Those suckers will try to bite you, by the way. But perhaps probably the biggest down in game is that Aku Aku does not protect you from a lot of things, really. Like when you're invincible, the most you could do is not get hit. But to be honest, considering he's at the second level prior to invincibility, the worst case scenario is you get 1 of 2 hits taken from you. So in that aspect, it's not even really that bad if you do take a hit. But the thing is, if you take a hit from a nitro or TNT or pretty much anything that blows up that isn't just a bomb, you die. Like, you could be invincible, you could have 1 or 2 Aku Akus, you're just dead.
I'm okay. The spikes broke my fall.
Like, having no Aku Akus and dying makes sense, but the fact that you can die just from the fact that nitros are just that powerful and the invincibility does pretty much nothing for you. Just kind of make, like, this right here, just because of that I can't get through here.
Hey! Yeah, you! I've been doing this for 10 stinking years. Back and forward, and I'm sick of it. Well, I'm not gonna do it no more.
Why'd you wait until I showed up just to say this? Oh, I was about to say, you can actually miss a nitro. If you miss a nitro, that's it. You just have to take the death, because there's no way you're getting through all of that without blowing up 1 nitro. And as I just mentioned earlier, 1 nitro means death. Now, okay, technically you could see this as an up, but for me this is also a down. But first cutscene.
Surprised to see me, Crash? Like the fleas in your fur, I keep coming back. 3 years I spent alone in the frozen Antarctic wastes. And I missed you. And so I've organized a little gathering, like a birthday party, except the exact opposite. And look, all of your friends are here. You are so very popular. Let's start handing out the presents.
Alright, here we go. First boss of the game. No Aku Aku, so this is probably going to be a challenge. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It really isn't that much of a challenge. Like, the down I was mentioning earlier is that this game's bosses are pretty easy. Like, easier than I feel like they were supposed to be.
Oh dear, two of the same. But don't worry, I get this.
Like, watch this.
Here's one gift you can return.
Why does he just tell you that? Like, what does telling me that add to your difficulty at this point? Like, I guess it's supposed to be the reference that you can return a gift, which, you know, is good. I like that. It's just, at the expense of being a, like, difficult boss, it just kind of, eh. Then there's all this right here. Changes up your firing playstyle. The bullets go through me, by the way. If you're not standing at the specific spot where the bullets are going, the bullets will just go through you. That one can't go through you. That will just hit. Ah, that doesn't sound good.
Meet your brand new hydraulically operated twin brother.
Now, that looks like a challenge.
What was I?
Dr. Cortex, you are magnificent.
Of course I was, you fool. Initiate missile attack.
Unfortunately, he's also pretty easy. Like, I really don't even have to do all the stuff I'm moving around like I am right now. Let's show how easy this is. Because you could argue that I'm just cheating the game by doing this, but check this out. I don't even need to move that far. And now, this is it. And that's it. That's the boss. This whole Bandicoot you have here, and you're just standing in one spot with two weapons. Well, three, but really only two. Whatever did happen to I'll say Ringoldile. What happened to Ripperoo anyway? Like, I know what happened to Dingodile in Crash 4, but what happened to Ripperoo? Because, like, you only see him in, like, one little part. Oh, wait, hold on a second. One little part of Crash 4, and that's it. Oh, so, real quick. Of course, I am going to stop right here, because I don't want this stuff to be too long a video. So, I'm going to do what I usually do with games like this. Put out 2 save files, and then continue on from there. So, what I would like to just disable autosaves, but the thing is that even if I disable it, they put these crates here that automatically enables it, so it's really just best I just keep it off of not even bothering with this. But yo, this is Artorias the first time. Thank you guys for watching. We're already up to 9%, which is nice because it's supposed to go up even higher than that, but we will in a bit. It will in a bit. But before we go off with the real outro, could we give a moment of silence for the Traveler's Tales mascot that is now replaced with literal letters? So, a moment of silence for our fallen here. You will be missed. So, with that being said, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, or rather stay insane, but most importantly, throughout all that, stay warped. Stay warped! And what's cool is I get to say that later in this game too, but you'll find out when, unless you've already played this, in which case, don't spoil it.